Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is a general reading for the month of July, the 16th to the 31st. We're going to be taking a look at the energies that you're moving away from, current energies around you, and the energies that are moving towards you. This is a general reading, and so the entire message may not resonate, but please take what is in alignment with your own truth and kindly leave the rest as that is for somebody else. And the energy that you guys are moving away from is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant can talk about, spiritual beliefs, things like that, like kind of structure around religions, spiritual teachers, things like healing, Reiki, stuff like that. So there's a sense that you guys maybe are kind of reevaluating some of your belief systems. I think for some of you guys too, recently with some of the changes that you guys just went through kind of made you question a few things too. I really get this kind of change in how you guys might be thinking, because now we have the Death card. So the energy you guys are moving towards is kind of transformational energy. There is a sense of needing to clear out some things that are no longer serving you and really getting clear about how you want to go forward. For some of you guys really might be wanting to make some super big major changes, and I would just really encourage you to just kind of wait and kind of one step in front of the other. That's kind of how you guys operate naturally. But with the North Node going into Aries, it's all going to affect all 12 signs, right? So it's all going to affect us. We're all going to get affected differently. That might put a little bit more of a fire under your butt to make a bigger change, but just really kind of rely on that one foot in front of the other and really think about big changes for a while before making any big changes. And with the High Priestess, really the energy you guys are moving towards is really getting reconnected with your intuition, really taking time to clear out all of that mental clutter. I feel like that's the words that they're giving me, and the feeling I'm getting is I'm just seeing kind of like mental spaces being released of clutter, so that you guys can get really clear about moving forward. And there's also going to be some healing that is coming up for some of you as well. And I feel like really relying on your intuition is really going to help with some clearing and releasing of energies that are no longer serving some of you guys. Really stay focused on yourself. It's not selfish to really spend some time getting clear about what you guys want to do, especially with big changes on the horizon for some of you. Really taking time to get clear about where you want to go. What do you want to see happen? What are the changes that you guys really want to make? What are the things that you're feeling inspired to change? And then what are the areas that feel really challenging, but you know that you need to make those changes, but you're feeling that resistance? Let me get these cards. Because, yep, the moon. I was going to say, I feel like the moon's going to come out for you guys. So, and just, yeah. And there's been some disappointment for some of you guys. Or you guys are kind of, yeah. Five of Cups and Five of Pentacles. I'm not going to lie. This summer is challenging. It's challenging for all 12 signs. And with what Pluto's doing, squaring all the different planets and different aspects, and the nodes changing, this is just a summer. I'm a Libra rising, so the cardinal signs are really getting hit, and I'm a 29-degree Libra. I feel it. I feel you guys, okay? I'm feeling it. So if you're astrologically sensitive, go find an astrologer that you resonate with and listen to your sun, moon, and rising sign forecasts. It's so helpful to understand the energy and the information so that you can better work with these challenging aspects. The Hierophant with the 10 of Cups. I feel like things that once kind of helped you in a spiritual sense or belief systems. There's something about belief systems, how you guys were believing, maybe how you guys were looking at things that maybe is part of this change process, that maybe is going through a part of this transformational process. Because I feel like for some of you guys, what brought you kind of comfort or a sense of peace around challenging times is no longer kind of serving you in the same way. There's a sense that you guys are switching up some of how you guys are believing. I feel like for some of you guys, some things might have happened that's really challenging your belief system, and it could be around the home too. There's some things that are going on around the home for you guys. Two of Cups, relationships, connecting with others, unity. I really feel like for some of you guys, unfortunately, there was some relationships that came to an end, and now you guys are kind of going through maybe a divorce or just going through a separation in general, looking for a new home, feeling what it's like to be single again after being with somebody for a long time. Or you guys could just maybe be going through a little bit of a pause, a little bit of a separation. And for some of you guys, I feel like it's more about how you relate with yourself. And there's some changes about how you are relating with yourself too. So this could show up in a love relationship with friends, or with how you are relating to yourself or yourself spiritually in a way in which you are perceiving things, how you perceive life in general. And with this Death card and the Moon, I feel like for things that are coming up to the surface that haven't been seen for a while, really hold space for yourself. Really hold space, because this Five of Cups, I feel like whatever hasn't been working out for you guys has really led to some disappointment. I feel like you guys have been going through some really emotional times, really needing to hold space for yourself, be your own best friend through some of this. The energy is feeling really intense and really almost in an overwhelming way. But it was because it needed to get your attention to be able to make these changes. Because I feel like with the Death card, what the universe is saying is that whatever needed to change, come to an end, be released from your current reality, even if it was sad, disappointing, upsetting in the process, there is a reason why, because it was no longer serving your highest good. Because we do have the Five of Cups here, really does talk about disappointment and some really challenging emotions, and really facing some of these things that maybe you guys haven't been able to face yet. But there's a sense with the North Node going into Aries. Aries is a very action-oriented sign. And I feel like for all of us as a collective, all 12 signs, nobody can escape this energy. And I feel like, these readings that I'm doing today, and kind of for the beginning of July too, are really all the same. Everybody's asked to be making changes that are uncomfortable, or they haven't been wanting to look at, certain emotions or certain wounding that we haven't wanted to address yet. All signs, I feel like this summer, are being challenged and asked to release things that no longer serve us, make the changes necessary for where we want to go. With the North Node being in Aries, it's very action oriented. It's not going to allow us to just be in the status quo and go with what's comfortable, even if it's not the most pleasant living situation or job or relationship. It was still comfortable enough. It was still decent enough that we stuck with it, okay? But it's not necessarily what's for our highest good now. And I feel like with the North Node going into Aries, it's just like, no more. And there's not really anything that we can do about it. And I don't mean that to come across in like an unempowering way. But when you try to fight against energy that's very much pushing you to make these necessary changes, things can get even that much more uncomfortable. So I feel like for you guys, these disappointments and these things that haven't worked out, these things that are coming to the surface that you're I'm just feeling this energy of not wanting to address it, because it is painful, but there's really just no escaping it. That's where the energy is at right now. So the High Priestess, really getting in touch with where you want to go. I feel like this is, again, really talking about being your own best friend, getting connected with spirit. I feel like synchronicities and things like that will start to show up for you guys. And I feel like that will be how you start to connect with spirit for some of you. And you'll find like it'll bring a smile to your face when you see your, whatever it is, you know, if you have a symbol that you have with the universe when you're like, please, I need like some type of symbol from my guides, you know, of love and reassurance that things are going to work out. And then you see that symbol out in the universe, right? You're just driving down the road and all of a sudden you see it. It happens. Those kinds of moments I feel like are going to start happening for you guys when you guys start to really get in touch with where you guys want to go now, the changes that need to be made. And this is really around the home for you guys too. For a lot of you, there's changes around the home. So however that's, you know, you guys could be moving, you guys could maybe be getting a different roommate, you guys could be maybe leaving a home that you guys have lived in for a while. Or you guys could be painting your home, changing up your home. There's just big energies also around your home environment too. So 5 of Pentacles and the King of Cups. With the High Priestess, I really feel like getting in touch with your intuition, staying really grounded, really building the relationship that you have with spirit, your guides, your higher self is really going to help to process these changes, process these emotions, allow for the healing to take place. There's a sense of being able to really hold space for yourself. And with this 5 of Pentacles, so feeling, again, kind of this energy, like the 5 of Cups, like emotional disappointment and things like that. And there's still this sense of some challenging energies facing you guys, of still feeling a little bit cast out, a little bit not supported by spirit. There's just a sense of the things that maybe you worked really hard towards not working out, having a hard time, embracing these changes, but really being able to also come to an understanding that you are being led in a direction that is where you are going and where you are in alignment with now, as things continually change throughout the summer. This summer is just really challenging energy. So really having a relationship with something that brings you joy is really going to help benefit. Now, it seems to be more in a spiritual sense, but maybe this is just really spending time with a good friend of yours, finding a hobby that you really like, you know, watching your favorite movie that really makes you laugh. There's a sense of, through these challenges, finding a way to be your own best friend and being an advocate for yourself. And that can include other people. Like I said, having dinner with one of your best friends, being able to be in touch with what you need on a daily basis as things are shifting and the energy feels crazy, being able to stop and tap into yourself and be like, okay, what is it that I need right now in this moment? I'm going to do a body scan. How am I feeling? Am I hydrated? Am I hungry? Am I tired? Being able to just take those more mindful moments as you go through these changes. Because I know for some of you guys are really feeling like you need to make some big changes. And I feel like the energy is definitely like supportive of that, but it's also in a very slow, methodical way, which you guys are used to doing. But with Aries going, the North Node, going into Aries, there is more of a sense of a push through. So just allow these changes to take place. Go with where your intuition is leading you. But when you're going to make a really big change, think about it for a little bit. Allow yourself to kind of go to those spaces. What would it look like? Sit with your intuition and imagine if that big change, if you implemented that, how would it change your life? How would you look? Meditate on it, journal about it, you know, verbally process with a friend or a counselor or something like that. These are the changes I want to make. It's really super big. This is how I think it's going to show up and affect and look in my life. And I just want some, you know, to talk about it, or I want some feedback, however, you know, you need to talk about it. But just also taking some time to really think about moving forward, really making big changes. And just this summer is intense. I know I'm definitely feeling it. So drop it down in the comments below if the energy's been intense for you guys, how you guys have been self-caring. Yesterday I had a nice big good cry. So let me know how it's showing up for you, because I know none of us are none of us are exempt from this crazy energy we have this summer. So I believe in myself. So a little love note from the universe: keep believing in yourself, keep knowing that the changes that you're going through are really going to be beneficial for you. And the other love note: I am resilient. So just really hold space for yourself and keep grounded as much as possible. And just know that you are not alone in this. We are all feeling this super intense energy, and just you are resilient and you can hang in there. Just rest when you need to rest. And I think strategically and act to accomplish my goals. So on a daily, minute by minute basis, continuing to check in with yourself and being strategic about how you're going to spend your energy, right? Do you need to just spend a day resting, or do you want to spend a day chasing after your goals? Okay, because resting is just as beneficial as going and achieving things, right? So let me know how this is resonating for you. Drop it down in the comments below. I love to hear from you guys. And as always, love yourself, trust yourself, and believe in yourself. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, Taurus.